Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, unfortunately, he's still alive. All right. So we all saw that he looks like shit, but he's still alive. He's still alive, unfortunately, and that's not, I guess, how I believe in karma. But the universe is very weird. It's hard to figure out how the good die young. You like a good person, 32 years old, seemingly physically fit, can drop dead of an aneurysm, and then like these evil, horrible people, like Nazis. Historically, you think like really real Nazis who live into their 90s. But anyway, he's definitely going to go soon, but we shall see. But my last video, I talked about that, and the other thing I touched on was this article by Wired magazine, going after like David Pakman and Brian Tyler Cohen, saying that they're influenced by APAC and taking what they call dark money and stuff. The Vanguard really did a fucking hit. They're like really going after David Pakman, saying that David Pakman is a fucking shill and he's a propagandist. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? And I listen to their Vanguard, their podcasts. They're very small. They're young guys, Gen Zers, and they're very likable. I like them, actually. I listen to them, sort of. They're a little kind of too young, whatever. I mean, for Gen Z, they're great. But they're just like, your kids, like, what are you doing, man? And I kind of wonder, like, are you just in this for the money, or do you really believe in these things? Like, your common enemy are like Trump and MAGA. Our government has been taken over by fascists. Yes, fascists who literally want to kill everyone and anyone and everyone who's not like a white Christian nationalist, so there's your common enemy, right? You have differences, but now your enemy, your time to fight is Trump and MAGA. But anyway, so it's a kind of a big story. David Pakman opens his show up talking about this. I'm not going to download it. I'm just going to play like a minute of this off my phone, and then I'll just talk for a second. Listen, here's David talking about this.
To start a show like this, but I do have to talk today about a defamation lawsuit. After Wired published a piece last week that made a number of untrue allegations and implications about me and other creators, claiming I'm taking money in exchange for letting someone dictate the content of this show or restrict what I'm talking about, and many other claims and implications. A whole bunch of you wrote to me and said, David, are you going to sue for defamation? Suing for defamation and winning is really the way to take control back and to prove that you didn't do the things you're accused of. Now, it's a fair question, and I want to talk about that today. I didn't even plan on mentioning this entire fiasco again, but it really has taken on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get to the am I suing for defamation question in a moment, but I also want to lay out a few other things. The saddest part for me in all of this is that even though, after the first 48 hours, the overwhelming majority of my audience members and fellow creators and others realize there's really no story here. Like it's not even just the allegations and implications are untrue. It's just there's not even really a story here. Mm-hmm. Most people realize that. Way more people always see the original allegations and they never see the corrections. And that's something we're going to deal with in a moment as well. The hardest part is that some people who have trusted me for years have now canceled their memberships on my website because they wrongly believe the DNC tells me what to say, or that Chorus makes me get permission before I cover a topic, or that my opinions 2 years ago were shaped by Chorus despite Chorus being spun up like 2 months ago. There are people who will not be satisfied unless I file and win a defamation suit, and otherwise they have just said, this must be true, and haven't even come and asked me about it. Now, I don't know that a lot of people I'm hearing from were really my core supporters anyway, and we're going to get to that a little bit later in the show.
I'll cut it off there. I'll put the whole thing in the the comment section. There are the links and all that. So yeah, basically that David Pakman is controlled by the DNC, and I think one of their biggest beefs is that David Pakman never talks about the genocide going on in Gaza, and that's simply not true. Now are there other influencers and other people who spend more time on this than David Pakman? Yes, absolutely. But David does talk about this. He doesn't like Netanyahu. He thinks he's a piece of shit, and everything is bullshit. Like this whole David Pakman's controlled by the DNC, and also they went after Brian Tyler Cohen too. I mean, I keep saying this over and over. Stop eating your own. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. Now, when the Young Turks, right, the original progressive liberal channels, now fucking shit, right? Like, I don't know what's even happening. I haven't watched the Young Turks in over a year. But when they started cozying up with Trump and MAGA, Cenk Uygur, gross, oh, and when you went after them, that's fine, right? You're cozying up with the enemy, right? But this, like, what are you doing here? You're going after your own, and I question their motives, say the Vanguard or the Wired. Like, are you just fighting for your life? Your life? Like, I was even saying to my wife, like these, like, say for example the Vanguard, they're just these young kids, Gen Zers, very smart kids, very likable, and all that, and most of their stuff is pretty good and spot on, but they don't want to work. They don't want to get a regular job. Like, they have only like 100,000 subs, and it's a great gig. You know, you get up and you I don't know, you can make me smoke a joint or something, hang out and talk about the news. And it's not like you're getting up at 4 in the morning and getting on the train or doing construction work all day, backbreaking work. You're just fucking hanging out. Hanging out. I'm not saying it's a work in a sense, but it's not really like real work, you know? Come on, man. So anyway, more to come. That whole press conference was absolutely bizarre. Or the thing with Alabama, I don't know. I don't even know what it was, like the space thing and whatever. But he looks like garbage. I think we were hoping that he would be in a wheelchair or something, and that he was slurring. You know, that he could bear. Like the news was maybe he was having these mini strokes, and I still believe that is the case. You could have mini strokes and still, after rest, you could still function. It's not, if it's not a big stroke, you know. So my father had mini strokes, and towards the end of his life. But anyway, as I always say, the Billy Joel song, "Only the Good Die Young." That's not necessarily true, but you know what I mean. And then like a Roberto Clemente, baseball guy back in '71, great baseball player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he goes from Puerto Rico, and there's a hurricane, and he goes to help them with relief, and he dies in a plane crash on his way there. It's like stuff like that, like what? And then like a scumbag like Trump just keeps on going. Nazis keep on going, like, so the world sometimes doesn't make sense, and you kind of question. But the evil orange scumbag will definitely die soon, and more to come on this David Pakman stuff. This bullshit, really. Okay, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. More to come. Peace. And if you made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. You know you want to.